Hello to all of you from around the world. I want to welcome you back to our beautiful edition of Soulivity today. Again, we're broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Wesley Johnson. I'm glad you're here because we have an amazing show for you today. I know I say that every time, but it's really true. We have another amazing show with another amazing co host. I'm joined today by the host of Consciously Awesome Living, Sheila Applegate. Hey, Sheila, how are you?
I'm doing good. The sun is shining again, and I've had 2 blue jays at my window, bird feeder, so, they're
What?
peeking in the kitchen window, I've seen them up there, 5 times already today. It's so cool.
Wow. That is
Yeah,
amazing. Oh man, I love Blue Jays. I love Blue
I
Jays and
know.
Cardinals. Maybe they're
I didn't
maybe
think
they're
they
giving
oh,
us
yeah,
yeah, maybe they're
signs.
giving us yeah, signs that we're gonna have a long fall and then right into spring.
Oh, okay. That must be it.
It
It's
must be
not
it.
that I
It must
finally
be it.
figured out I could put peanuts up there.
Oh, of course not. They already knew you're gonna
No.
put peanuts up there. Um, I am loving what we're gonna be talking about today. And I thought about, did you ever see the movie Inception
I did. It's
with
been a while, but yeah, that was a cool movie. The
yeah,
layers
and
of
I
it,
thought of
right? Lucid
yeah, I
dreaming.
thought about that today when, because everybody we're gonna be talking about our dreams and what's the truth about our dreams. And um Sheila, I was thinking about this, and I of course, you know me, I'm going to find some tidbits about all of this stuff. um we spend roughly one third of our lives sleeping, and during that time, of course, we dream. One cool fact: adults and babies alike dream for about 2 hours per night, even if they don't remember it.
Hmm,
Researchers found that people usually have several dreams each night, about an average of 3 to 4. And they typically last for in between 5 and 20 minutes. And so,
interesting.
yeah, right. Um, and so I think today's question, we know we dream because we sometimes we remember our dreams, but what do those dreams mean, right?
Mhm.
How can we interpret those dreams for ourselves and learn some truths that we can take into our lives? And I know there's a lot of people that have tried to do, create like books and stuff like that on dreams, but we have, right, Sheila, we have the special person today that can help
Mhm.
talk to us about it in more detail. But let's learn a little more about her first. DIANE Shenandoah is a citizen of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy Oneida Nation, Wolf Clan, and Faith Keeper. She's been sculpting for over 30 years and has performed and exhibited her work in esteemed places from the White House to the Vatican, working in several mediums including clay, wood, bone, stone, and shell. Diane designs traditional items like cradle boards, rattles, and furniture, but with a contemporary flair. Her work is featured in numerous exhibits and galleries throughout the United States, including permanent collections at the New York State Museum and the Fenmore Art Museum, both in New York State, and in countless private collections. She has also exhibited in the Lincoln Center in New York City. She says, throughout my career, I realize how very blessed I am to be able to share my rich culture through my work. Wow. And with that, it is my pleasure to welcome Diane Shenandoah to Soulivity today. Hey, Diane, how are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you, Brian, for having me, and Sheila. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for the invite. My favorite
Oh, well, the
subject.
honor is all ours, darling. The honor is all ours. You, just to start off, what an amazing creative you are. Um,
Mhm.
it made perfect sense about dreaming and dream interpretation and that kind of thing based upon all the work that you've done across different spectrums of sculpture and working with wood and art and all these different things. Um, just an amazing journey you've had, just being all that you were meant to be. So I just want to kind of start this off by saying that to you, that you're a real
Thank you.
inspiration. You're welcome.
Oh,
You're
thank you so
welcome.
much.
Yeah. How did this journey begin in terms of interpreting dreams for you?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
We got time.
Mother was
We got time.
okay. Well, my mother was an my mother was an artist, and, she kinda gave me the free rein to just create. My father was a jazz musician, for Duke Ellington, and, so we were raised very musically. My sister was the first native to win a Grammy. We've just come from this incredibly creative family, and I kind of just, assumed everyone was, you know, creative. And, you being an artist, being a singer with my sister, and growing up in a very traditional household, we did energy work on each other. It was like, kind of commonplace. And so as I grew up, start talking about, our different dreams and so on. I'd say, "Hey, well, I think it means this," or I think, this is what that meant. And it just kind of naturally just kind of came about, in dream interpretation, just kind of sharing the feelings I would get from people sharing dreams with me. Then kind of took a deeper dive into the, dreaming and what it meant as pertaining to our culture, pertaining to individuals and what they go through. So it really has a lot to do with, our life's journey and our, what we are either meant to seek out, meant to understand, question, however we as individuals call upon our higher selves in that dream state. So it's very individualized. There isn't like a common, this means that thing for
Right.
me anyways,
Right.
personally,
Right.
that's how I
Mhm.
feel. So I think that it's really about the actual act of interpreting with a person going through the dream and what they actually experienced. In my dreams from a small child, my dreams have always been incredibly um, vibrant, very vibrant. I
Mhm.
fly in my dreams. I can
Ooh.
fly way up to the sky, to the bottom of the oceans. I mean, it's really quite extraordinary. And so I really protect my dreams. I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch scary movies. I don't allow it in my house. I don't allow it around my children. And many times I've taken CDs and thrown them right out the window with the bad language or talking about, very horrible things. I don't allow it.
Right. Right.
And that's the sad reality is, the mainstream has become so entrenched in violence and that obviously it's going to affect who we are as human beings on this earth, and we need to be
Right.
responsible. We need to be responsible with our waking time,
Oh yeah.
as much
Oh
as
yeah.
dream time. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
I
don't know if I
love
answered
it.
your question.
No, I mean, I think you did because I think that we all have to learn to have a practice of dreaming. We're not taught this stuff. We're not taught the beautiful traditions that are part of First Nation people. I think that it would be highly beneficial if we did, right? And because dreaming is a major part of our lives, as I just
Yes.
talking about,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Sheila, I know you have a question for
Well, I just wanna say and I'm so glad you're here, and, you're such an incredible energy healer and faith keeper, and the dreams and your interpretation, not only it just seems to be a natural part of who you are, but I really do honor the way you interpret dreams. It's similar to how I interpret my own dreams in that you said it's individualistic and it has to do with the moments and the setting and who the people are. Can you like give an example of what an interpretation might be for someone in a simple way, something that might be common, but how it could be interpreted in different ways depending on the person? Does anything come to mind?
Um, well, yeah, I mean, there's, just kind of some general questions I ask whenever I do a dream interpretation. Was the dream during the daytime? Was the dream during the
Mm,
nighttime? Were you watching it through your eyes, or were you watching it remotely? Was there any familiar
Mhm.
smells? Was there any familiar people? Any familiar sights? Had you been there before? There's a lot depending, on how people share the dream with me. Um,
Mhm.
did they was there water in the dream? Was there running water in the dream? Was there, a lake or a stream? To me, that represents life. So there's a lot of different, it's really depending upon the individual. There's not really a common, um, running thread per se, I would say, with people's dreams, because, sometimes people say, "Well, I was sitting in the car and I just don't understand it. I couldn't get out of the car," and this is just one that just came to mind. Um, and I couldn't open the door to the car. To me, the way that I interpreted that, and this is just off the cuff, and it doesn't necessarily mean that for everybody, but the way that the dream was going, it told me that they were keeping things locked up inside them, because they were
Mhm.
inside something that couldn't get out. So they knew that there was something that they had to process or move out of, because it's them that are keeping themselves there. That they knew something. So as the dream went on and we did
Mhm.
more and more interpretation, it kind of came to you know be revealed that that is what they needed to do to kind of unlock that. So I mean, and they're not always message dreams. Sometimes there are
mm,
fantasy dreams. It can be a fantasy, it can be uh wishful dreams, but a good way to, when you're in a position where something is like on your mind and bothering you, or you don't know what to do, or you need answers, you need helps. We have guides and protectors and ancestors that lead us through this journey, and we just have to ask for guidance, ask for
Mhm.
that wisdom, ask to be shown in a dream, and start writing down those dreams. If you don't get your answer, continue to write down those dreams and read over them, and that's a very kind of simple way to try and reveal your answers to you. um
mhm.
but there are just so many different elements, and it really is about the individual. Yeah.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I love, again, I'm loving that we're talking about this today, because again, it's something that we don't talk about enough. And the fact that you're connecting it to our daily lives in a way where it's like, well, what would be the simplest, most beautiful way for us to get guidance? And that is while we're sleeping, right? Where our our other mind, lowercase m, is like in the way, and it's kind of talking and all this kind of stuff. And so we're
Absolutely.
able to, we're able to see it, hear it, feel it without any interruption. And then if we're able to grasp the concept of what's being told, we can take that into our waking hours. um Diane, listen, we're going to take a quick break, everybody, but we have more on our dreams coming up in a second with Diane and Sheila. So stay right there. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Hi there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So, how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, Joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoyed the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. Hey, we are back with more of Soulivity today. We've got a special guest where we are talking about the truth about our dreams with DIANE Shenandoah, and Sheila Applegate is back with us as well. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Man. You know, when I was we were just talking about this offline, where I went to an event, major event for the Institute for Noetic Science. And one of the things that they're studying is lucid dreaming. And for those of you who don't know about lucid dreaming, basically it's, for lack of a better term, it's when you're in a dream and you're actually controlling the dream in a almost semi-conscious state. I'm sure, DIANE, you could probably explain it a little bit better. Can you tell people, first of all, the power of lucid dreaming, and then maybe a little bit about maybe how we go about doing it?
Well, no, I can't.
Yeah, because that's actually a great answer, because when I was talking to the person who was studying it, they said that, listen, that we have different techniques, but it's just something that you have to practice over and over and over and over and over again. And that some people never get there. They never get to a point at which they have a lucid dream where they're actually controlling it. And then other people actually are able to do it. Have you had lucid dreams before? Like where you're actually in the
I
dream and
think
controlling it?
the majority of my dreams are pretty lucid.
Right.
And I think that, the more that I think that you're self-aware of
Yeah.
what is truly in your heart and your mind, and the things that you're seeking out in earnest, in your heart and mind, kind of just naturally will lead you to those types of lucid dreams. And when you say lucid dreams, what comes to mind is that, the dream experience of, like, for myself personally, when I dream, like I said, I can fly up to the clouds in my dreams. I can fly across the trees in my dreams. But what's really amazing to me is I can feel my feet brush the tops of trees. When I go into the ocean, I can feel the water wet on my face. I can feel my hair kind
Wow.
of like waving in the water. And so
Wow.
when you say lucid dreams, I'm not sure um, to what extent, that
Mm-hmm.
people work toward that. I think
Mm-hmm.
that for myself personally, that's why I'm so protective of my dreams, because it's a
Okay.
part that I value and treasure. And not to say that anybody else doesn't, but in discovering your dreams, and understanding your dreams and where you are on your own journey in your lifetime, I think that's what brings you to those clear participations in your dream. You're participating
Mhm.
with the natural worlds when you're able to. You're not controlling it. You may think you are, but you're actually participating in on a different level.
Love that. I love that. Y- I love that. I love that word better, that verb better than control.
Hmm.
Participating, because you're in communion with your higher self, right?
Hmm.
And with spirit and your guides at that point, and you're all communing with each other.
Right.
Oh man, I love that. Oh, you just I'm really resonating with that. Maybe that's why I haven't had as many lucid dreams. Maybe
You
I
know,
have to control it. Yeah, go ahead, Sheila.
I think that's well, I'm agreeing with Diane and what you're just saying too, because I don't even know if I really knew the term lucid dream or paid attention to it until I was paying more attention to ions.
Right.
And then when I thought about it, I'm like, what do you mean learn that? Isn't that like, aren't we born with that? Like, isn't that what we do, you know?
Right,
And I,
right, right,
so
right, 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 right.
I think I think that the control, like that even trying to lucid dream might slow you down in the fact that you're not thinking it's natural or that you have to be in control. And I think I agree that participation in your dream is probably a great energy to go for if you don't feel like
Yeah.
you're doing that, right? But I think everybody does in some degree. Like if you have to go to the bathroom during your dream, right? For me, my bathroom dream is that I can't find a toilet, or I finally find a toilet, but there's no door and it's in the middle of a crowded room. And then it's like, okay, wake up, you know? But I think like that would be like a lucid dream that's happening because your body's trying to wake you up to go to the bathroom.
Hilarious. You know, it's funny.
I mean, let's
It's
be
funny
real.
because
Doesn't everyone have those?
absolutely, absolutely. I have those dreams. Can't believe we're talking about this, but actually I can because it's Soulivity. Where at first it's like rain, and then it's like splashing, and then it's like waves. It's like, dude, wake up! You have to go to the bathroom, bro.
So we've
Oh
concluded at the
man.
very least, everybody has that lucid dream.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do want to do a shout out to IONS though. They're doing some incredible work when it comes to
Yeah.
lucid dreaming, and people who are from some of the I think the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, who are veterans that are suffering from PTS, and that through lucid dreaming and participating in their lucid dreams, they've been able to lower the levels of PTS down to where they're almost negligible now. So go out to IONS, read about it. Just another important piece around how important our dreams are.
Right.
Wow, this is so cool, right? Especially us knowing now that we all lucid dream. Listen, we're gonna take a quick break. This is how we do it every week, everybody. But we're going to come back. We're going to have more with DIANE Shenandoah and Sheila Applegate as we talk about, what's the true meaning behind our dreams. So we'll be right back.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Hey, we are back with more of Soulivity today. We are talking about the truth behind our dreams today, and we've got dream interpreter Diane Sheila, who's also a amazing noted sculptor and artist, and the host of Consciously Awesome Living. Sheila Applegate is back with us as well. Sheila, I'll go to you. We talked about lucid dreaming in a very fun way just the last segment, but I know you've got a question for Diane.
Yeah, I want to talk about dreaming with loved ones that have crossed over. And I had the honor when your sister Joanne crossed over, Diane, that you and I both, in my dream, we both went in the path to the sky world with her, as your tradition is. And it was such a beautiful dream. But mostly when I have dreamt of loved ones who've crossed over, it's rare. And this is a question because a lot of clients, I connect with them, we see them. A lot of clients want to know how to dream with their loved ones. They want to dream of the person who's crossed over. For me, the grief always got in the way. I would either wake up crying, or after a little while, for the couple of people who I was really grieving, after a little while, I'd be in the dream with them and so happy to be back with them. And then I'd be like, why haven't we seen each other? Oh, you're dead. And then I'd wake up. So I'm just wondering your experience with dreaming with loved ones that crossed over, and for people who want to dream with their loved ones as a way of communicating.
Well, when my grandmother passed away, just before she passed, she said, I will always be this close. And she pinched her fingers together. Always.
Mm.
And so
Oh.
after she passed, I think of that. And there is no separation other than our agreement to not see with our human eyes. That's just my belief.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
sharing my beliefs.
Yeah.
And so when we miss our loved ones, or when we would like to dream with them, you just ask. Just
Mm.
simply ask. And,
Yeah.
and if they don't come to your dreams, when you ask, then ask again. And for myself personally, keeping my grandmother's words in mind, I
Mhm.
can talk to my loved ones right out loud. I talk to my sister Joanne, even though she's passed, I tell her I love her all the time.
Mhm.
I miss her, and I miss traveling with her, and I know that she can hear me, and I know that she's, always around, and she becomes one of my protectors.
Mhm.
All of our loved ones become our protectors, our guides, our ancestors that watch over us. So they're not really, they're not really gone. We
Mhm.
agree as human
Right.
beings not to see that, but we are in a veil, and the veil is thinning. I think a lot more people are finding their communications with their loved ones, and it scares people sometimes, and that's from the goofy movies you watch. You might watch all kinds of crazy things,
Right.
and oh, I'm scared or terrified, or they're gone, and why am I dreaming of them, kind of thing. And really, like I heard you mention you saw blue jays this morning, which is a beautiful, beautiful bird, and you're very blessed to see them this morning. But also the cardinal. Keep an eye out for the cardinal,
Mhm.
because our cardinals ancestors that just peek in, just just to say hello. We're doing okay. We're still watching over you. You know,
Mm.
but when our loved ones come to us in our dreams, it's really an honor, being honored.
Mm.
So,
You know,
um,
Diane, man, you're hitting me this morning because for the last 4 days, the message from the other side of the veil for me was that I'm not. And so thank you for that. Thank you, Sheila, for asking the question. I think, yeah, yeah,
mm,
yeah, that was special for me. That was very
mm,
special. I'm like, whoo, kind of like breathe through that. And again, this is all purposeful, right? I mean, this is what it's all about. It's about our connectedness to everything at all times in the present moment. And when you're dreaming, all these possibilities exist simultaneously, including connecting with your guides and family members who are not here in the physical realm, right? This flesh kind of stuff. They're here and they're readily available to support us. And I can just feel your grandmother's energy too, right now. I think she's with us. Just, it's beautiful. This is how life is supposed to be. This is how life
Absolutely.
is supposed to be.
Yeah. Life should be filled with joy and hope. The birds, nobody has to remind the birds to sing in the morning. They sing because they're happy, and that's part of their gift. And we each have gifts as human beings. We each are gifted in amazing ways, and our duty as human beings is to care for one another, share with one another, look out for one another. That's our duty as human beings. Everybody has a duty here. The sun has a duty to come out and warm us. We as human beings have a duty to Mother Earth because she takes care of all of our needs. And so, wow, how good a job are we doing of that with the shaking and shouting going on? So, there's a lot to be said, even through Haudenosaunee teachings, and that's what I bring forward in my work. Everything has a duty and a purpose, and when we forget our original instructions, what happens is war, death, destruction. That's what's going on because people have forgotten their original instructions, how to love and care for one another, take care of one another. We're not, nothing separates us. We're all human beings. We all bleed, we all breathe, we all need water. These are just very simple necessities. And, I think that because we're energetic beings, because we carry this incredible energy and incredible gifts with us, we do have that incredible innate responsibility to share our love with each other. That's our responsibility as human beings. And, we kind of forget our original instructions as how to live.
Wow. You know what? On that note, I think we'll take a break and just let that just kind of sit in and let people kind of digest that for a minute. Because that's just truth. That's just plain unadulterated truth about our lives and our purpose in it. We talk about this a lot here at Soulivity. So thank you for that. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We've got more with Diane and Sheila in just a moment. We'll be right back.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation, relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the Mental Freedom Framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental Freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Hey, we're back with more of Soulivity today. It's Brian Johnson, and I've got some special people with me today. We've got DIANE Shenandoah, dream interpreter, amazing sculptor, and the host of Consciously Awesome Living. Sheila Applegate is back with us. We are talking about our dreams and what's the truth in our dreams. And, you know, DIANE, I think, Sheila, you talked about, I think we talked about nightmares at some point during our conversation, offline or in the early part of our conversation. I know you have a question around.
Well, I just, DIANE, you've already indicated to people that you are careful what you do during the day to avoid the nightmares. But yeah, I thought it would be interesting if you could explain a little bit about how you perceive how you define or perceive nightmares and what people can do to help overcome them.
Well, I think that again, it comes down to what, obviously what you put into your mind, what you allow into your space, and nightmares like, little kids having night terrors or, the reoccurring nightmares that some adults have. And yeah, there are a lot of very difficult, negative things that go on in our world. And I think it's comes down again to the individual and connecting with your guides, your protectors, and that you, when you have dreams, when you have nightmares that are scared, talk to your protectors and guides and connect with them and ask for help, on a higher plane. And that can be done through meditations, through prayer, through talking with your higher power. But taking those steps and not just letting or allowing your dreams to keep scaring you or your nightmares to keep scaring you, because there are so many influences in mass media. The movies, even cartoons, for crying out loud, are violent. The songs are violent. I mean, there's so much violence, and no wonder people are having nightmares. I mean, I watch Shrek with my grandchildren, and I'll be doggone if Shrek didn't show up in my dreams. So we really got to pay attention. Pay attention to what you're doing
I
in your daily life.
I definitely dream in the essence of what I've been watching, like especially if I've watched a few episodes, or I'm kind of binging, so I'm watching something every night in the same thing, and it doesn't mean it's the plot, it's just the background. So if I'm depending on if I'm going to be in like old England or the desert, it's because of where I watched. But then, and so if I get sometimes I enjoy it, a musical's great, but then other times I'm like, oh, I can't watch that show anymore because I don't want to dream like that tonight, even if the dreams become personalized. So
And it's about being, it's about being aware. And dreams don't always necessarily mean something. Dreams can be a very
Right.
fun time. Dreams can be a very enjoyable time. I love dreaming
Right.
about anything and everything. Dreams are really quite um, a beautiful time in your rest, in your sleep time. Dreams can be very beautiful and very lovely. And I would just suggest to people that have, nightmares or start taking a look on the inside of what's going on the inside, of your mind, of your home, of your surroundings. Start looking at what is going on. And sometimes it
Okay.
needs to be, taken a step further when you're really, having really difficulties. And then of course that's when we turn to our very traditional steps to help um, at times.
Diane, do you journal any of your dreams? Like, do you ever
No,
have a dream and you write them down? Yeah.
no, I can't even read my own handwriting. No, forget it. But I do suggest for people to journal too.
I know, me too. I was
Too.
just thinking the same thing. I don't do it, but when people ask how to remember, I tell them. You know what? Oh, I'll share what I what I do instead, and you might too, Diane. What I like to do is when I wake up from a dream, take that moment in between waking where you're just half and half, and I go to my feeling, the sensation, the essence of what I'm in, and then I follow that back into a memory of it if I want to hold that memory for the day. So I might wake up feeling very, in that in between, I'm feeling very peaceful maybe or joyful about something. So
Yeah.
I go back in like what was making me feel joyful, and then I get myself back into the scene and I go over it in my head and then I move on. That's how. I don't do that every morning, but when I want to remember something, or that's the good way for I to do it.
I like
Mhm.
that. I'm gonna try that.
Nice.
During the
Yeah,
night
I
too,
mean,
right? Because you wake up during the
right.
night. Whenever you wake up is when you wanna catch that dream, because 'cause it'll be gone by morning. If it was
Absolutely.
early,
Like,
maybe.
like what was I
Yes.
dreaming? Um, yeah, I'm still thinking about that. I was thinking about my mom too, because yeah, she admittedly says her handwriting is horrible. So she just types everything. I was thinking about something that someone told me a long time ago about, when you're connecting with your spirit guides and that kind of thing, that it is okay for you um, to ask for clarity as you're going to sleep, right? On whatever it is, and that in your dream
Mhm.
state, you'll get the answers. Even if you don't remember it, you will remember the feeling and you'll start acting out whatever that
Yeah.
that answer
Mhm.
is, right? Um, um, I just there's so richness to everything you're saying today, Doug, around this. I mean, I'm even thinking about some ways that I can deepen that practice, because it is a practice, right? I mean, just opening yourself
Mhm.
up and saying,
Mm.
at a soul level, I'm going to open myself to this other world that I have not really explored in my life before, right? That's part of me.
Mhm. Oh, for sure. Well, when you're what do they say? When you're ready for the message, the messengers will come.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
like to guide people with, because some people just want to know, want to know, want to know, but they don't want to know. You know, they really
Right.
don't want to know.
Mhm.
Right. Right. They want to stay sleepwalking because it's scary.
Right.
It can be scary for people to get out of their day to day, right? That they're in control of their lives, and they're trying to stay in control in that way, in limiting beliefs. And this is unlimited. It's expansive. It's a growth
It
opportunity.
is.
And so I get
Absolutely.
it. I get it
Yeah.
now, and that's the path, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, in the Haudenosaunee teachings, we say that everybody um, comes here from the sky world, from star. We're all star beings. We come here and we have laid out our journey before us. We have picked out our parents. We have picked out our children. We picked out our life experiences. We picked out the lessons that we're going to learn on this journey. And so when we come here, understanding that and knowing that everything happens for a reason, whether it's you meet someone for a brief second for a smile, or a quick argument, or whatever it may be, all of these different instances are for our own life lessons. And I'm sure you guys already know this already, but when we can give thanks for those things, that's how we. So it's about giving thanks for all things. Even we have what we call the Thanksgiving address. And the Thanksgiving address is spoken in the morning when you wake up, it's spoken in the evening when you go to sleep, it's spoken when we have gatherings, when we come together. Anytime we could do the Thanksgiving address again, the Hanyo, and it means you use a good mind. And the way that you use a good mind is to be grateful. You wake up in the morning, you say thank you to, thank you to Mother Earth, where our feet support us, that our earth provides everything that we need, absolutely everything. So we start out with giving thanks to Mother Earth, and it moves on up to the waters. We give thanks for the waters because nothing would live without the water. Our bodies are 70% water. So we say thank you to all the waters. Thank you to all the fish that live in the water, all the different animals that live in the water. So we say thank you to all the grasses, all the plants, all the medicines, the berries, the fruits. Thank you to all the insects that live among those grasses, that do their duties continually every day. Thank you to all the berry bushes. Thank you to all of the bushes and trees and shrubs and flowers, and all the many bees and grasshoppers that go among them. And then it moves on up to the trees, the maple, the leader of all the trees that give us the sap. We say thank you to the elm, the oak, all the different types of trees, and the great white pine tree, where we've buried our weapons of war, so there'll be peace. There'll be peace. And then we move on up to all the flying things, all the birds, all of the insects that fly. We give thanks to the winds. We give thanks to the winds that help pollinate. We give thanks to the lightning that comes down, the grandfather thunders that recharge the earth for us so things will grow. We give thanks to the thunder beings. We give thanks to our protectors and guides. We give thanks to all of the teachers that have given us all of the information throughout our journey. We give thanks to our great creator that has made us all. We give thanks to each other as human beings, and give thanks to one another that we can care and love and help one another. Do you ever notice you can't reach the middle of your back? When it itches, you can't reach the middle of your back for we need each other.
Wow. And would you come
That's our
back?
thanks.
Would you come back? We could just talk about
She's
this
got a
stuff
lot of other things
all.
we can talk about.
I know. I'm just like, I'm resonating with everything you're saying. And it's just, again, it's just truth. It's truth. It's truth, and it's empowered truth, right? That our lives are infinitely better when we are grateful for everything that's in our lives. There's always, Grandma used to say, there's always something grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. Always.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. I mean, did you ever look at your hands and thank them for brushing your teeth?
There you go.
So we've got to be
There you
grateful
go.
for ourselves.
Thank you for
Yeah.
thank you for the toothbrush. Thank you for the tooth. I mean, again, it just goes on and on and on and on. And because our lives are unlimited, and just thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your light, your wisdom, and for passing that on. Right? Because that's the other part. You can have the knowledge and wisdom, but if you don't pass it on, then it doesn't do anything. There's no action. So thank you for being
Right.
tremendous. We got about a couple of minutes left. You have something special that you're going to be doing, a moon ceremony. Can you tell people really quickly about that before we get out of here?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I work at Syracuse University as DIANE, one who helps them. And there I host different events for to remind people of the Haudenosaunee territories, and the land that they're walking upon was actually stolen. It's Onondaga original homelands. So every month I hold the full moon ceremony that's open to the public on the quad, and you have to look on the SU websites. But I host a full moon ceremony. We also do Witness to Injustice blanket exercises. We also have a huge Haudenosaunee welcome gathering every year on the quad at Syracuse University. And I also do spiritual advising, energy work, tuning forks, acupressure points, and just have a really amazing connection with SU, and they have been so incredibly supportive of Indigenous peoples in the Haudenosaunee. I'm very, very proud of them, and yeah, I'm
Wow.
just really enjoying my life. So thank you for having me.
Wow. Oh man, thank you. And thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Sheila, for this wonderful guest, for inviting her
You're
on.
welcome. I
Which
know
she's gonna
wonderful
come back.
people.
I know, right? And she's coming back, you know.
Oh.
Like I'm looking at, yeah, you coming back. Um Listen, again, thank you for being here. Running out of time, everybody, but I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us today. Listen, when you are like hanging out, make sure you go check out our website at soulivity.com, where you can find out more about everything that's happening with Soulivity, our latest and greatest stories, the latest and greatest commitment to health equity that we actually did an interview yesterday, and with Dr. Lynn Richardson from Mount Sinai in New York, and it was fabulous. So we're going to be airing that very, very soon. And so I'm looking forward to highlighting all these things around health equity. But it's a lot of information there. Please go check it out. It's what we do here. It's what we are passionate about, and it's our purpose to help each and every one of you create your best life today. This is how we do this show every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our Soulivity platform. But you can also listen and watch us on KMET 1490 AM radio at 8 a.m. Pacific time for all of you out on the West Coast. So until next time, thank you for being here. For all of us here at Soulivity, for myself, for DIANE, for Sheila, listen, go out and make it a great day today with passion, purpose, so you can create your best life, your highest quality life today. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.